You rather be a side chick to an NBA player or wife to an average man?
No, it's a side chick.
The side chick?
You just know the expectations and it's more fun.
But why everyone picking the side chick though?
Because I think you can have more fun with the money, the experiences that they can offer. And so it's like, if you know the expectations that are there for you, along with having the money and the experiences available to you, that's why.
I'm engaged and I still hook up with my sneaky link. And it happened like 3 days ago.
And does the person you're engaged to know about this?
Nope.
She belongs to the streets.
No, it's crazy.
He's with his baby mom, so fuck him.
How many people on the roster?
2. My fiance and my sneaky link.
Okay, why are you engaged to your fiance if you're just gonna hook up with other random guys?
Money.
How much does the sneaky link give you?
15?
15,000? 15,000?
Yes. And I don't.
This guy.
He's my best friend's brother.
Have you hooked up with his best friend before?
I have. I also hooked up with his sister and his mom.
Why don't you marry the sneaky link?
That's a good question, actually. I haven't thought about that. I guess in like 2 years, maybe.
You're gonna divorce your husband and then marry the sneaky link?
Fuck him. What's he doing with his fucking baby mom?
Who gives you more money, your sneaky link or the fiance?
My fiance.
How much does he give you?
15K.
How about the sneaky link?
0?
Boy, ain't no fucking way, boy.
I thought you said the sneaky link pays you.
No, the sneaky link fucks me good.
But the fiance doesn't fuck you good.
No, the fiance's too far away.
So you're
Exactly.
cheating on your fiance with the sneaky link.
If I'm Dominican, it doesn't count. If I'm Dominican, it doesn't count.
That's crazy.
And my fiance is also Dominican, and I'm Dominican. We'll make you fall in love and then break your fucking heart and send you to fucking therapists.
Have you noticed that I haven't been speaking to you for the last 2 days?
Yeah, I've noticed.
Okay, so what do you have to say about that?
Can I get 2 more days?
Nice. That's not really a thing.
So you thought it was like almost a red flag that he was too nice?
I think I was just like not ready to accept all of that yet. I was like coming out of that, like a long relationship, a divorce. Like I was just like chaotic.
Yeah.
I think I needed some chaos first.
Yes. Meeting a nice guy that's actually going to treat
Yeah.
you well. You're like, wait, can you pause for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah,
get
I'll
my
be
shit
back.
together and I'll come back.
Yeah. Totally.
Okay, wait.
I am okay to finish my life being single. Being single.
Come on,
Hey,
that's not going to happen.
I would rather die as a single man, having never gotten laid before, than wife up a lady who's absolutely contentious, who makes me want to sit in the corner of my roof, who makes me want to run out into the desert and die there.
Proverbs 21:19.
I would rather be single for the rest of my life because that sounds so much better.
I think this is becoming more of a man's view in this day and time. My
Agreed.
son is 18, and I was like, you don't want to have a girlfriend? He's like, I don't want to invest time and money and everything in a girl that I don't want to marry that's been with all my friends.
I don't think people realize this is going to become extremely common, where men, like generally speaking, in their nature, don't really need other people with them. I mean, I can go to church. I have my boys at church. Like, that's my community. I don't need to have a wife. I definitely want one, but I don't need it. Whereas women in general, psychologically, sociologically, they need that partner. And when we find women who are single in their 50s and 60s, they're crushed.
It's pretty safe to say you've slept with 50 men for the majority of women and how they're dating today with sexual liberation and freedom, and I get to go out there and I get to live my best life, and I'm doing slut walks and all these different things that are encouraged in society.
What is a slut walk?
What's her name? Amber Rose's walk. It's a slut walk, right? And you go and you're taking pride in the fact that you get to have sex with as many men as you want. No, you know what that is? That's trauma projected onto other women that are traumatized, finding each other and making your bad choices okay. It's not okay. Not if you want a high earning, high value masculine man. If that's just your life, then do you. I'm not here to judge you. I don't care. I'm just telling you what you disqualify yourself from. So if you are talking from a space of, I've slept with 50 men, why? What happened to you? Why are you seeking love so desperately that now you have to give one of the most valuable things that you have to somebody that you barely even know.
Well, Sarah, a lot of people don't believe that their vagina is valuable. They
And
just
that's
think they think
why?
it's just. But I
So
get
then that goes into upbringing. Why did nobody ever teach you that?
People can have a horrible upbringing. I know this from my own experiences, and then through their own intentional choice to heal, seek God.
Exception to the rule. The reality is most people have trauma. They never address their trauma, and they perpetuate the same cycle of life over and over and over again.
What is the minimum yearly income to be your future husband?
For me, it's pretty much like if I'm having to work, you need to be making more than me. So like for me, I bring in about like 100K. So for me, I would want to date someone who's making the same and up.
I said 150, but my husband makes more than that.
Okay.
So.
What about you?
I said 300. I'm in a very expensive area of LA.
What part?
West Valley.
Is the guy you're currently dating, does he make that much?
I have never asked, but
Well, what's he do for work?
It's a salary around that or more.
Okay. I mean, but you make good money, right?
It's hard. It's hard. I mean, what do I do with someone that's making 75 in LA? That's rent.
Be a sugar mama.
Absolutely not.
Be a little sugar mama.
I'm sorry, that does nothing for me downstairs.
Honey, this is the reason why feminism didn't become a thing until the last 100 years, because technology made and maintained by men is the only thing that allows you to believe you don't need men. Do you get that?
Wait. You're
Do you
trying
get
to put,
that?
Okay, what is your point?
My
Rachel?
point is that your belief in women's rights, you have to ask the men to guarantee your rights. Any rights you have are granted, guaranteed, and enforced by men only.
Fantastic.
And the minute they don't want to do that anymore, you don't have them.
Does it make it right?
I don't agree to the same paradigm as you. I don't believe in rights.
And
I
you
believe in duties. We have duties to each other. We have duties to society.
We have duties, but not rights.
to God.
We have duties, but not rights.
Correct.
As individuals. That's
Yes.
what you believe.
Yes.
Okay, I disagree. I
But
believe
what
we have
you
rights.
believe in is fairy tale stuff.
No, it's
only there, but it's only there granted to you by men. Do you understand that?
I understand that, Rachel. Do
So
you
then you'd better
understand-
be nice to
Do you
them, and you'd
understand-
better stop arguing that you don't need them, and we should have our own money, and you should have your own money, and we're all going to just live as
you're trying to put
individuals.
words-
This
I've never
rugged
once-
individuality that you believe in doesn't exist.
All right, what's up, guys? It's your boy Boogie back again with another live stream, man. You see the title? The title is real. Guys, when I saw this video, I couldn't believe it. You know, I mean, damned if you do, damned if you don't. The title is real. This woman divorced her husband, but she's complaining because the husband doesn't want to be friends with her. She divorced a man. The man said, okay, you're divorcing me, you don't want me anymore? Okay, I'm gone, bye. But she has an issue with a man moving on and not want to be friends. It's the same thing as, you know, when a man is trying to date a woman and then she wants to put him in the friend zone, and then he says he doesn't want to be in the friend zone, he doesn't want to be friends with her, because she will say, oh, I'm not looking for anything right now, let's just be friends. And then she will say, you know, let's just be friends, nothing more. And the guy will say, oh no, I don't want to be friends with you. And then she has an issue with the man not wanting to be a friend. She doesn't want to be in a relationship with a man, but at the same time, she doesn't want him to not be in her friend zone. Crazy times we're living. So you see the title, like the video, subscribe, send a super chat, send a cash app. You know, we got lots of videos to go through. Shout out to you guys who are going to be joining me this Sunday. Kind of have a raspy voice. I don't know. I haven't been shouting, but hey, listen, we got to get the show going. All right. So let's go to this first video real quick. All right. So you guys know I'm not bullshitting you. It's real. And we're going to be going through the comments as well. Crazy comments. All right. So this is where she starts. And obviously you're going to see, you're going to see the crocodile tears as always. You know, she's going to be fake crying for the internet to get validation from other women. But we're going to go through the comments, and you're going to see the difference between the comments between men and women. As always, in these types of videos, the women tend to agree with the woman who's crying because they see themselves in that position, and the men try to be logical. All right. All right. Like the video. Let's go.
for 2 years, and we were together for a total of. I've been divorced for 2 years, and we were together for a total of 13. We got married on our 7-year dating anniversary, and then we were married for almost 6 years. And we really split because we weren't much of husband and wife. There wasn't much intimacy in our relationship. And I'm not just talking about physical, I'm talking about kind that's built through daily conversation, experiences, conflict, repair. And when we divorced, I very much wanted our divorce to be our own, just like our marriage was our own. We didn't need it to be a divorce. I did all the paperwork, all the filing. It managed to be less than $300. And I really so much just wanted to be able to maintain like this friendship that we had cultivated
Why?
for so long, support of each other. We have kids, we'll always be family. Literally, there's nothing worth it to me to sacrifice that relationship. A thing, not an amount of money, not another person. He was there through stuff, like he knows. And so there's been like a couple times that I've brought up things to him recently of the stuff going on. And today I mentioned that I have a situation that's kind of crazy. And even though I didn't do anything wrong, I'm worried I'm going to be punished for it. And I just received a very long response about how he can no longer continue communicating with me about personal stuff for his own.
Yeah, because he's not your husband anymore. You left him. You left him because you thought you could do better. Guys, there's no woman who divorces a man thinking she can do better. They usually leave. So what happens that a woman won't leave a man unless she has actually met in person another man she thinks can do better than the man she has. Because women are smart. Women are smart. They're not going to leave you unless she knows for sure she can do better. Now, whether that comes to fruition, right? Whether that comes to pass, whether it's factually true, it doesn't matter. She just has to believe she can do better. That could be a man in her friend zone. That could be the man she met at the grocery store. That could be a man she met at the mall who sold her a dream. It doesn't matter. She just has to believe. Because it doesn't mean because you believe something's going to happen. She just has to believe that she can do better. So she made a choice to leave this man, to divorce him because she can do better. But now she's crying because the man doesn't want to be her friend. And this is what women do. They want a man to give her relationship benefits without actually being in a relationship with him. That's why they like to have men in the friend zone. Because usually men in the friend zone give women boyfriend energy, boyfriend attention. If she's going through something, usually she has a man in the friend zone she can always reach out to because she knows he wants her. She doesn't want him, but she knows she can always use him. That's why so many times if a woman says, no, I'm not ready for a relationship, but we can be friends, it doesn't mean she thinks you're ugly. It's just something about you, whether she thinks you're not tall enough or you don't make enough money, you don't have the swag. So she'll put you in the friend zone so she can use you in the times she needs boyfriend energy without the relationship. But now women are divorcing men and expecting men to continue playing the husband role. Because when a woman divorces a man, when they go to court, the courts force the man to continue playing the husband role, which is through provisioning and protecting. The woman is not held to the same standard. No courts force a woman in a divorce to continue cooking for the husband. They continue forcing the man to pay bills for the woman in a house, to take care of his kids, which goes without saying, to continue protecting the woman. But no court forces a woman to continue having intimacy, having sex with the husband. No court forces a woman to continue cooking for the husband.
I'm like, well, I absolutely think that's valid and want what's best for him. It's just another person that I've loved and still love. Kind of shut me out. Like, I'll always be there for him no matter what. And I want to be. We didn't divorce for any other reason than we just weren't husband and wife. We were like best friends. And I did everything for us and our family. And it was
I'm going to play this part again because I don't know if you guys caught that. And women do this all the time. I'll play it again. Let me see if any of you guys caught this.
For any other reason than we just weren't husband and wife. We were like best friends. And I did everything.
We were like best friends. And many men run into this issue. And most men don't see it coming. If a man meets a woman, usually women say, let's be friends first. That equates to, I'm not attracted to you, but I'm going to put you in the friend zone. But even in the relationship, I'm not going to give you all the benefits of a relationship because I see you as a friend. There's one thing women don't do with their friends. They don't sleep with their friends, or at least they're not supposed to. And women do this all the time. Let's be friends. I want you to be my best friend, which translates to I'm going to turn you into my male best friend, male gay best friend. They do this all the time. So every time I hear a woman saying, oh, my husband is like my best friend, that's a red flag to me, because that means that she goes to you when she wants to what is it called? Gossip. You know, that means if she sees you as her best friend, that means the intimacy is gonna go down, because women are not supposed to sleep with their friends. But most men don't realize that. They think, oh my God, she loves me so much, she sees me as a best friend. So what happens that the marriage turns from being an intimate relationship into a friendly relationship, which leads to sexless marriages. Most men don't see this coming. But once a woman starts talking about, oh, he's like my best friend, I'm telling you, the punani is drying up. Most men don't realize that. So I quote that when she talked about that.
Everything for us and our family. And it was exhausting. I was lonely inside my relationship. And that's much lonelier than being lonely alone. I just couldn't do it forever. Not the kind of relationship I wanted to model for my daughter. It's not what I would want for her or my son. I just wonder what's wrong with me. I can respect it. It's kind of like breaking up again. I was never inappropriate, but I get it. It's a lot. My shit is a lot, but I do miss my friend.
He wasn't your friend, he was your husband. At the end, she said, I do miss my friend. He was never your friend. He was never supposed to be your friend. And the reason it led to a divorce is because you were seeing him as your friend, not your husband. And now she's crying because he doesn't want to be her friend, because he wanted to be your husband. So he doesn't want to be your friend. Otherwise, I'm sure he has plenty of female friends if he wants really friendship. So anyway, this is where we are, guys. Hold on, give me a second. So this is where we are, where women are crying because, let's go through the comments. The first guy says, ma'am, you divorced him, which she did. You divorced him because you thought you could do better. Right? And then she says, did you ever consider why? It doesn't matter. You still divorced him because you thought you could do better. And then, is this a girl? Girl, don't make me side with a man. This is another woman. Okay. And then another woman probably let it go. And then a man says, you can't cut him out and keep him too. He deserves a new chance at happiness. So do you close the chapter, start writing a new one? Facts. And then this says, I'll never understand why people in love get divorced. Stupid as fuck. I agree. I do agree. And then this is a woman. Let's go. I think too many women don't see the value of a friendship-based marriage. There is no friendship in marriage. It's a marriage. It's husband and wife. It's not friend and friend. You won't always have butterflies. I agree. You won't always even like him. That's true. He may not always like you, but the love that you both continue to choose daily for each other is what carries a marriage long term. Not to say you won't ever have butterflies ever, but realistically, you have to work harder to cultivate the butterflies and romance, especially with kids. It takes work from both sides and honest reflection. So far I agree with her. You work things out together because of that loving friend. I hate the friendship bullshit in a relationship, in a sexual relationship. And women are the only ones who do this. Now, some men have picked up on that, calling their wives their best friend. But I don't believe in friendships in a sexual romantic relationship, whether it's just a relationship or a marriage. This is where sexless relationships begin and sexless marriages, because people are thinking they're friends. She starts to see you as the homeboy, not as the husband or the boyfriend. The love will grow each year if you acknowledge the problems, blah, 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 blah. Let's go. This man says the fact that he cut ties with you means he respects his new person. Facts. You divorced him. He can't be stuck in this forever, and neither can you. Facts. He deserves better. Facts. So most men are being logical. This is the universe way of cutting that tie. You can't fully move on if you're still emotionally attached to him. I agree. Let me see one last comment. If he was the kind of friend you needed, you'll still be married. I agree, but I hate the friendship thing. We all got to figure out how to be our own best friend someday. I don't like the best friend bullshit. The relationship you have with yourself is truly one that will last for, oh my God. Go here comes the single independent bullshit. Ask what she needs. Talk to her how to, Yeah, okay, so this woman gets it. I wouldn't be comfortable with my husband being best friends with his ex-wife. Yeah, the relationship should just be amicable. You know, the relationship should be friendly, but shouldn't be friends. There shouldn't be a friendship. You're my ex-wife. I'm your ex-husband. That's it. You know, what do you guys think? I could be wrong. Maybe people should be friends in relationships. Maybe people should be friends in marriages. I disagree, because to me, that's what leads to the whole thing of, you know, sexless relationships. Because think about it. If a man is friends with a woman he doesn't find sexually attractive, he's not going to put his best foot forward, because that's your friend. Your friend is not going to judge you in any way. Your friend is not going to look at you crazy. The same thing goes to a woman. If a woman sees a man as a friend, she's not going to try to look her best. She's not going to try to dress up sexy, because that's her friend. She doesn't have any intentions of fucking him. I could be wrong, but that's what I believe. All right. Anyway, guys, if you're just checking in, like the video, subscribe. We are live on a Sunday. All right. I had to come check in with you guys, but let's move on to a different video. I'm gonna go to a Lapeef old video that I've been going through the catalog. They used to make some good videos back in the day.
Does everybody have an example in their family or friend circle of a healthy marriage or long-term relationship that's gone on for years and years and years, and then you have access to them to at least talk and say, hey, you know, well, what's the secret? Because my father has been married to my stepmom for over 30 years. So when I get the chance to talk to him with the modern era and everything, I'm like, yo, can you just tell me again, you know, the secret sauce in this ingredients and stuff? And you know, I lived with him for a while, but from what I learned is I now have a standard about what I want my marriage to look like. I'm going to be old. I'm going to be arguing with my wife all the time over stupid stuff. But I love you, or I forgive you, and all these nurturing languages is going to come right after that. Dinner's still going to be ready at 7. I'm still going to be picking her up at 5 when she's off of work. Like for 30 years.
That's a fantasy.
Right? They both have the option to check out and leave. And neither one did. And the only way this marriage is ending is in the casket. That's what I want. And that should be everybody's standard of what they want.
No,
that's my only argument.
That's not realistic in 2026 anymore. That's why he said 30 years. 30 years ago, there was no social media. 30 years what women did, was there feminism? Yes, but it wasn't as bad as it is now. 30 years ago, women were not refusing to go with men to Cheesecake Factory. 30 years ago, women were not refusing to go with men for a coffee date. 30 years ago, women didn't require men to spend $200 on a first dinner date. 30 years ago, women were not dating 5 men at the same time. I made a video about that. I'm going to be posting soon.
I mean, that's only, but that's only like a piece of it. But like, what's the standard going to look like for the family?
Hold on, JR.
I mean, that's what's broken.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I was,
I mean,
Enter the Dragon, I would say this is where it's great to look to people's marriages as examples of what to aspire to, right? And I know oftentimes we talk about the people that you really want to talk to is the ones that are in marriages for that stand the test of time. But also, what I've learned is not only do you want to talk to people that have marriages that stand the test of time, but you want to talk to people who are invested in your marriage standing the test of time. Because oftentimes your parents may be married for 30 years, but they don't give a damn about your wife. And then give a damn about your marriage standing the test of time. And I noticed that like talking to my parents, and they've had their issues and things like that. But when they went to my grandmother and them for advice, because that was the person that was their mediator, and then it became I think my sister for a bit, but then it started to become me.
Right.
And that's because I'm invested in my parents staying together. So I talk to them in a way that helps them understand one another. Because even my parents come to me for advice when they're having issues or they going through something. Because oftentimes even when it comes to a therapist, you want to go to a therapist that's invested in y'all marriage staying together, not one that's invested in just trying to either take one person's side over the other, or invested in y'all ending that relationship.
Right.
Because the person that gives a damn about your relationship is the one that's going to give you the best advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the person who gives a damn about your relationship has to be in a relationship as well, so they have something to compare with. That's why these women who think their single friends have the best of interest, it's not real. Because women always go to their single friends for advice, because they know if they go to a friend of theirs who's in a relationship, the friend may hold them accountable. Because the friend is going to be asking, what does your man think about it? But the single friends only care about the woman saying she can do better.
No, I agree.
Also, one thing though, I did want to address this before JR ends it. When Ali and Enter the Dragon were talking about women opting out, right? It was derived from Miss Pearl's statement where she said, sometimes we're tired. So Enter the Dragon was talking about how there's no instance where men can opt out of their responsibility just willingly and it'd be mostly okay. Yes, there are examples where men walk away from their responsibility and you can't make a motherfucker stay who don't want to stay, but it's largely not okay for them to do that. Even if you talk about within a relationship, there's hardly ever a time where a man can say, I'm too tired to go to work, so I'm just not going to do it.
A man can't say, I'm too tired to pay them bills, but a woman can say, I'm too tired to cook for you, I'm too tired to have sex with you, but you still got to pay the bills.
I'm tired to take care of the family, so I'm just not going to do it. Whereas women can oftentimes tell us what they're not going to do in a relationship because they're tired of doing it.
Fact.
And they can go out to society and tell them, I'm tired of doing this. And society will be like, all right, well, if you're not getting what you want out of that, it's okay to walk away. We can't go and be like, hey, y'all, man, I've been busting my ass for this family. I don't feel like working no more, man. I'm ready to leave this woman. The expectation of the load of taking care of this family is too much for me. I'm ready to go. It would never be mostly accepted. And that's what we're talking about. It's not even just about who files for divorce more. It's about even in divorce, our social contract is still there, at least to the woman and children.
The man is forced to, yeah.
Even in divorce, he is still expected. If he makes more money than her and she had to live off of him, he's expected to take care of her and them kids. Even if he only makes $60,000 and she made nothing. If he earns more than her, he's going to be expected to pay her and take care of those children financially.
Yes, the courts force men to continue providing and protecting the woman. I wish the courts could force women to continue cooking and cleaning the man's house in divorce. Now I guess they can't force the woman to continue having sex with a man, but if the man is being forced to do his duties even in divorce and being a husband, doing husband's duties in divorce, I think it would only be fair if women can continue to do wifely duties in divorce. I think that would be fair.
There's no responsibility to that man once she files for divorce or once she leaves him. Our social contract is still expected.
Enforced. It's not expected.
Yeah,
it's enforced. It is enforced.
But
there's no bad.
I think that given a good reason, because we have to understand the reasons why women are like, I'm tired.
No, we don't, because men are tired too. When women are tired and they don't want to be wives anymore, they don't want to do their duties as women in a relationship, they don't care about what a man feels. When men are tired, women don't care. They just want you to continue providing and protecting. Otherwise, they're going to call you a deadbeat dad, a bad husband, abusive husband, controlling husband, ain't shit nigga, broke nigga, sassy. You know, they're going to call you all sorts of names. They don't care if you're tired. They don't, matter of fact, they're going to find somebody to replace you.
There's no empathy there to understand why the woman says she's tired. Now, flippantly, I'm just tired. No woman is going to condone that. Like you're going to condone a woman just leaving her family because she woke up and she was unhappy for absolutely no reason.
They do it every fucking day. It's called no-fault divorce. Which world is Bo living in? It's called no-fault divorce, meaning she can leave even if she looks at the wall and there's a fly and she says, oh, I saw a fly in the house, I'm divorcing you. She can.
Women that have done that, and they're not widely accepted. But we are acting like these women don't have a good reason for feeling this way. And I get
feelings. So that's not a good reason. Feelings change every 2 minutes. How I feel right now may be different from how I feel 15 minutes later. Does it mean I should stop doing it live stream because I'm feeling something?
Y'all are men. Y'all don't understand. I woke up one day and was like, I'm going to find me an apartment because I was tired of the same old, and nothing being fixed. I was a shell of my own self and I was tired. So I got up, I found an apartment and I moved. So I want y'all to understand, like, well, I ain't have no kids. I didn't leave no kids. I just left the husband. We can't hear you, Ilkan. You're muted.
On the computer,
You're muted on the actual stage. There you go.
I'm good now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What needed to be fixed?
Too many things to name. Way too many things to name. We can get into it off this live, but so many things.
The reason why I asked, the reason why I asked is the modern man has to help with cooking. He has to help with cleaning. He has to help with raising the kids. He has to help with being home with the kids. He has to help with washing the clothes.
No, I know.
Let me
go ahead.
The woman can say, I don't feel like being with the kids today. The woman can say, I don't feel like having sex today. The woman can say, I don't feel like cooking today. Sweeney, I don't feel like working anymore. Can I come home? I don't want to work anymore. The man is always obligated, where the woman always has the option to not do her job, and is supported by society. That's all I'm saying. Yes. And this is what I was going to ask you, Bo. Mm-hmm. Tell me the core responsibilities that a man has that he can take a break from versus the core responsibilities that women have they can always take breaks from. What is the core responsibility that a man can take a break from?
Nothing. Men are literally expected to die. I mean, if somebody expects you to die for them, that means there is nothing you get a break from him. You get a break from. Because women expect men to die. I don't care if the woman is just your friend. If you are out with your female friend, no relationship, no marriage, not your sister, you're just friends, even if co-workers, your female co-worker, you're out. And somebody attacks her and you don't protect her, I can guarantee you the next day in HR, she's going to go say something about it. And everybody's going to be looking at you crazy. And they're going to find a reason to fire you because you didn't protect the queen. So men are expected to do all these things. Matter of fact, most women, and I've said it before, I'll say it again. I have $1,000, right? For any man who can find me a woman, man or woman, find me a woman who has a list of 20 things she wants a man to have expectations, because they always have long lists, longer than men. Find me a woman who has a list of 20, I don't know, it could be 5 things, right, that she wants in a man. But let's be honest, it's usually 10 or more. And she should have the same list of things she's going to give a man. And on that list, it shouldn't be her education. It shouldn't be her degree. It shouldn't be her business. It shouldn't be her money. And it shouldn't be her confidence. It should be nothing that is within her. It should be something that's going to add value to a man. So she has a list of 20 or 10 things that she wants in a man. She should have a list of 10 or 20 things she's going to give a man, without mentioning the things that I said. I have $1,000 for you.
Children.
How?
They do it every day. Even
How
in marriage. Do you know how many single mothers are married with the husband in the house?
No.
There are a lot of men. I am a product. I'm a product of a man being in the house and not being a parent until it was time to beat ass. I'm just saying, like, men do it every day. Men are very hands-off with their kids. But the men that you're talking about that actually take care of their kids, I get it. Like, this is where two things can be true at the same time. I am telling a truth, and so are you. I'm not discounting what you're saying or what Sweeney's saying or Enter the Dragon. I'm not, like, all of y'all are telling the truth, but so am I.
No, you're not, because she just said that so many women are single moms in a marriage. I can guarantee you today, guys, no woman is staying with a man who's not doing nothing in a marriage. He may not do 100% of everything she wants. Hell, he may not even do 50% of everything she wants. But no woman is staying with a man who's doing nothing. I'm talking about nothing. So for her to say there's so many single moms in a marriage is a lie, because clearly she's still in a marriage because there's some benefit she gets from a man. Now, to them, to women in marriages, they think if a man pays all the bills and doesn't do the dishes, doesn't cook, doesn't say I love you, doesn't buy her flowers, doesn't take her on dates, doesn't change the baby's diapers, they believe he's doing nothing and she's a single mom. Even if he pays all the bills, because that's usually the situation she's probably talking about.
All I'm saying.
No, when you say kids, the man's core responsibility is he's supposed to be at work. The woman would be with the children. That was her core responsibility.
You all have a physical responsibility to take care of those children as well.
She's supposed to implement what I taught the kid. That's the reason why the woman used to be there, where the man would go to work and the woman would raise the children. And she'd implement what he gave her. That used to be a traditional man went to work and the traditional woman was at home, and I came on and gave her my check. And you better do what your mama said. She was my other half.
Right.
So that used to be so I'm saying, what is the core responsibility that the man takes breaks from? You can't say the children part, because that was the woman's core responsibility. I get where you're coming from, though. I know what you're saying.
As
but what
a
is the
parent,
that was an added responsibility to men. Like being the same person
that wasn't my job.
Y'all are is an added responsibility.
Yeah, that wasn't my job.
Modern day.
But you are not a husband. You are a father, and as a father, you are a parent, and you have parental duties.
Yeah, like providing money and working long hours and protecting if somebody breaks into the house and disciplining the kids if they don't listen to their mama.
When you get home, those kids are yours. When you go to work, great, fine, the woman is there. But when you come home, those kids are yours. And you have a physical responsibility to those kids when you are in that house. And there are a lot of men that are not physically present with their children when they are physically in the home. They will largely ignore those kids. I'm talking about drinking a beer, sitting on the chair, sitting in a chair, watching the game. Okay. And my was in the house, and my mother was the one we always went to because he was unavailable to us. That's what I'm saying. You all still have a physical responsibility to those kids when you have time at home.
Yeah, that's because usually women don't even let their fathers discipline the kids. Guys, how many times have you guys seen or heard of a father trying to discipline the kids by spanking them, and the mother comes in, oh, don't beat my kids, don't beat my kids. The father's trying to discipline the kids, trying to slap the boy, trying to slap some sense into the boy, and the mother comes out, oh, don't beat my son, don't beat my daughter, don't talk to my daughter like that, don't beat. How many times? And you know what men usually do? Okay, you got it. Because women want to be the leaders in the house anyway. So all the man has to do is pay the bills and shut up. Then the woman can take care of everything because she wants to feel like as if she's running the house. How to raise them kids, which schools the kids are going to, what decorations are going to be in the house, what type of food they're going to eat. Usually women want to run the house. So now that the man is chilling back and letting the woman do her thing, now, oh, he's not being a father, he's not being physically present. Like, what are men supposed to, like, that goes back to Ilkan Ali's question. What are men supposed to take a break from? What? I mean, women can literally decide not to be mothers, can take a break, no sex, no cooking, nothing, and the man can do nothing about it. He can't get the government to force her to do those things. She can get the government to force him to do his duties. This is crazy. Anyway, shout out to Lapif. Guys, like the video. Support your boy. Cash App, Super Chat. Muchly appreciated. Let's move on. Okay, so I started this conversation. So I started this conversation, but we're going to continue a little bit of it because I like the way this woman asks questions. So let's go.
Idea. And this is important because there are so many, you're a multimillionaire.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many men who are right at that cusp of, I make $100,000, I make $250, but I don't have enough for her.
Yeah.
They feel like they don't have enough. When's the last time you dated a man who makes $100,000?
My last relationship.
And you left him.
100,000.
You left
but
him.
I've been knowing him since I was out of college though. So he see
that's different.
It is different.
That's different.
But, however, as we grow and stuff, he seen me go from not having anything to being a multimillionaire. And like we both grown. I say like we both seen each other at different levels too as well, based on his career and my career. And we low key outgrew each other too as well in that relationship. However, he knew who he was dating as far as like an entrepreneur. I knew who I was dating as far as him working at 6 figures. So I know he can't, afford to maybe take me to Mexico and pay for the whole trip. That's fine.
So you were contributing?
Of course I would, because I know who I'm dating. You know what I mean? So you got to know who you're dating. To the difference of if when I was dating an athlete, he was paying for everything, but he could afford that.
Which experience did you like better?
Both. Because
But you still left both of them. That doesn't make sense.
I'm more into the person. I'm more into the person's character, what they bring to the table, how they make me feel. I don't really care about the money. The money is a big deal as far as making me like taking care of me and being a provider as a man. But how do you provide in your means though? You don't have to go out your means to please me.
Bullshit.
Where I have a Lamborghini, but I wouldn't dare tell a man, yo, you gotta pay my Lamborghini bill. Like I wouldn't do that. I can afford to pay my own bills because that's what I wanted to buy, a Lamborghini, if that makes sense.
So the questions that I want to ask you, because somebody's going to say, why is she asking these questions, right? I want to ask, are you single? Yes. Okay. So you know how we be on dates and we want to ask like the real questions. Like, you know how somebody might sit across from you and he tell you how he used to be the man, and the whole time you're wondering like, but are you still the man right now? You talking all of this past lifestyle. Do you still have it today? Right. I want to ask the questions that people think about, but they don't ask because they don't want to hurt your feelings, or they don't ask. They like, you go back and talk to your homegirl about it, but you never ask him these questions, right?
Yeah.
But let me tell you, Zell, like, you're married now, but I know that you've been in a dating situation where you wondered, can I handle that? You drive a Lamborghini.
Yes.
He wants to pick you up for a date in his Honda Accord.
Yes.
You good with it?
Absolutely.
She's lying. The reason I'm saying she's lying, and I don't believe women who speak like that, I would rather a woman who says the delusional standards of I want a man to pay all my bills. I like such women because even if we know they're kind of delusional, at least they're being themselves. The women I don't believe because she claims or they claim she makes millions of dollars. If anybody thinks that this woman is going to sit in your Honda Accord 2005 for you to pick her up for a date, you're crazy. And you know why I'm saying that? Because there's so many men who drive those kinds of cars. How come she can't pick any of them? There's more men who are average compared to men who are wealthy. Because if she's making millions of dollars, I'm going to assume she's wealthy. How come she hasn't picked any of these other guys, the average guys?
It has been done before. Yeah, because like this is my thing. I never want a man to be insecure about dating me. So like the glitz and glamour, I don't care about that.
Okay.
So that's another thing that's a misconception about myself is that they judge me based off the social media and what I have and stuff like that. But I'm a very humble person because like my mom just raised me right. Like I said, I like men who have good character, that aren't selfish, that don't have egos and stuff like that too as well. Like my business partner, of course we got McLaren, but he drives a Nissan. That's his get around car. So we don't care about what you have and stuff like that.
So
he's your business partner.
So we're asking these questions because there's a man who wants to date you that's like, but if I pull up in my Honda,
I wouldn't care.
Is she gonna judge me?
No, I wouldn't. The only thing I'm gonna judge you about, if you pull up in a Honda or whatever it is and you have dents, you have cracks in your car, I'm going to judge because as a man, you're not taking care of your obligations. That's the only way I'm going to judge you if you have your cars messed up. I wouldn't get in that because you're just not responsible.
Okay.
That's just how I feel about that, respectfully.
Yes, or maybe the dent just happened 2 days ago and I hadn't gotten around
and that's
to
cool
it
if it happened 2 days ago.
You're going to ask questions?
Yeah.
See, because
Hold on.
you're going to call your girl and you're going to say, girl, this man pulled up with this dent.
They do
his
that.
bumper halfway hanging off.
I'm not.
That is true. And that's why I like the way this woman asks her questions because, guys, when you're dating a woman, you're not just dating her. You're dating her and her homegirls. Usually a woman may like you, but because she has to check in with her homegirls because she's going to introduce you to her homegirls, or she doesn't want the homegirls to just catch you too, and then ask her why she's dating a broke man like you. They call them brokies. So usually they say, girl, this guy is trying to talk to me. What do you think about him? He drives this and this. And then her girlfriends will tell her, oh, he's too broke for you. You know, he's dusty, whatever the case may be. So that's the thing. They're always checking with their homegirls to make a choice. You know, so if she likes you, chances are her homegirls like you too, at least for now.
If we go on another date and your car still isn't fixed, that's a problem for me.
Okay.
If your car isn't fixed. That's just me, respectfully. But I don't care about the Honda and stuff like that. As long as you don't have no dents in it, you have a crack in your car from 2 months ago. That's irresponsible, I would say.
So you are looking for a man who is demonstrating that he takes care of things and handles his business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As a man.
Let's talk about your last relationship.
All right.
How long have you been single?
I've been single since 2022.
That's 4 years of being single, but doesn't mean it's 4 years of not having sex. Doesn't mean 4 years. And this is why I was saying she was lying that she would date a man in Honda Accord. Are you telling me in the last 4 years, 2022, last 4 years, this is 2026, can anybody tell me this woman hasn't been, because she's not a bad looking woman. I think this one looks better than her, in my opinion. But can anybody tell me in the last 4 years, she has not had average men approach her? Seriously? She has not have, and all the average men are just so bad that she couldn't pick one? Think about that for a second. But if a woman tells you she has been single for 5 years, think about it for a second. Is she saying that in the last 5 years, no man has approached her? No good man?
But you do that? I've been dating though. I can't date.
And in 4 years, there's nobody that you wanted to like.
No. I said,
are you the problem?
She is.
I could say I won't say I'm the problem, but I had to make myself a better person as a woman. I would say that for my last relationship.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I could take accountability for that.
So in your last relationship, you discovered that you needed to become a better woman.
Of course.
What were the things about you that you needed to improve on?
Communication. communication, and at that time I would say learning how to create a safe space for a man. I didn't know how to do that. I was young, and like my male friends around me didn't teach me that either. So
It's not your male friend's job to teach you how to be a good space for a man. It's your daddy, maybe your uncles, maybe your brothers.
I would say that.
Okay.
Those are the two things that I have to just improve on.
Communication, and what was the other one?
Creating a safe space for a man. I didn't know how to do that.
Okay, let's talk about that.
She's masculine.
So
bossy.
Communication was an issue. When you say communication, is it that you didn't like to talk on the phone, or you didn't know how to talk to them?
I didn't know how. I was talking at him. I wasn't talking to him.
Give me an
difference.
example.
I'm trying to think of an example. Example would be, I'm unhappy with something, so I'm just like nagging about it instead of having a feminine conversation about it. And not knowing that when I'm talking to this man, that he's had a long day. He's going through other personal things in his life, and I'm upset with him because maybe he didn't answer the phone or he didn't do something he said he was going to do for me, but I don't know what he was going through that day because he didn't communicate that. So now I'm assuming in my head, maybe it's another girl, maybe it's this. And like, I'm talking at him instead of having a conversation of talking to him, a more feminine and soft and stuff like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I knew she was masculine. So shout out to her for being accountable or being honest and even confessing that. Because some women usually say, so they will talk down on a man, disrespect him, being aggressive with the way they communicate, and then they will simply say, oh, this man just can't handle me. He needs to be I need a man who can handle me. So shout out to her for being accountable. But so many women are like her. So many women don't even get that awakening of, you know what, maybe I'm too aggressive with the way I speak. Because women for some reason think men want to be talked to the way men talk to women.
So would you say that maybe you were insecure in that relationship or in your previous relationship?
Yeah, of course. Based off like the lack of communication though. And we talked about it too recently about the lack of communication.
Oh, y'all still cool?
We got back cool.
So he's on the roster?
No, he's not on the roster.
Why not?
Because he's just not.
What broke y'all up?
We just outgrew each other. Communication.
I don't want to hear that. No.
Yeah, excuse me.
No, I'm being serious.
Who ended the relationship? Who said it's over with and they stood on it first?
We both did at the same time.
Did.
Impossible.
No.
We did.
No, we didn't.
We did.
You couldn't have.
Why?
Somebody had to say it first. Somebody, if you were at lunch and you guys broke up, somebody had to introduce the idea of it's over.
I guess I introduced it.
Yeah, she did.
That maybe we should take a break. And some things happened. And
what are the things?
We were supposed to have another conversation. We didn't have the conversation. I got upset about it. I said some things I shouldn't have said. And that just ended it.
Did you emasculate him?
Of
no,
course.
I don't think I can't. I don't remember.
Of course you don't. Of course she doesn't remember. I mean, guys, it's so funny when you can read women from a mile away. Once a woman starts talking, you can just read her entire life, even before the way she moves. Sometimes you don't even have to see the way she moves, just the way she talks. Now, you may find a woman who's good at talking. If you guys saw my video when I did a reaction to Daphne Joy, that's 50 Cent's baby mama, when she was on a date with academics, you could tell she's a professional. She knows how men like to be talked to, with that feminine, soft, voice, high-pitched, I guess, if you may say. So some women know how to talk to men and to get men to put their guards down. So you got to be careful, but I just wanted to react to this just to show you guys what it looks like when a woman doesn't even understand she's her own worst enemy. But I like the way this woman does the questions. So I'm definitely going to be reacting to some of her content in the future. I like the way she asks questions. So I wonder how I would answer these questions if I was in front of her. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go to this video. So this is part of the clip I play in the beginning of my live stream. I played it in the beginning of my live stream, but I thought I should go through it as well. Guys, like the video as you're coming in. Thank you for you guys who are watching the show. I appreciate you all for being here with me. We are live on a Sunday afternoon.
player, a wife to an average man.
No, it's a,
To be a side chick to an NBA player, a wife to an average man.
no, it's a side chick.
The side chick.
You just know the expectations and it's more fun.
But why are everyone picking the side chick though?
Because I think you can have more fun with the money, the experiences that they can offer. And so it's like, if you know the expectations that are there for you, along with having the money and the experiences available to you, that's why.
Would you rather be a side chick to an NBA player or a wife to an average man?
Side chick to an NBA player, for
Side chick?
sure. For sure, I'm married to an average man. I'm done with that.
Why do you pick the side chick though?
I'm fine because there's no commitment. You get all the fun, good dinners, nice hotels. It's fine. Side chick works.
Would you rather deal with a married man that never tells you no, or your own man that tells you no 45% of the time?
No, I'm dealing with the married man. Nah, I take the married dude. I'm sorry. I'm fucking with the married man. Married nigga. I'm sorry. Tell me yes. Everything.
Oh, the married nigga. Yeah, give me him. I would deal with my man that tell me no because I'm going to beat him the fuck up.
I'm taking the married guy because why am I with you? You keep saying no for. I think I'm going to go with the married guy. I don't like the word no, so. A married man. Married man.
The married man.
A married man. You're my little secret. My own guy that tell me no 45% of the time.
A married man. Do a married man because 9 times out of 10 we sharing these niggas anyway.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to take the married man. Like,
I'm disgusted.
We are cooked.
I like
them.
Hey, at least they're honest, but yeah, that was disappointing. That was
totally. And guys, you'll be shocked how many women think like her. Even some women on this panel, I can guarantee you. Obviously, the women on the panel are always angels who are virgins who have never sinned. But I can guarantee you, so many women think like that.
Me on.
Honest and disgusting. They were all trash.
Why are you disgusting, Mimi?
Like I'm just not one of those people that feels like, I don't know, like a married man. You'd rather have someone else's husband and be a side chick. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm jealous. I need my man around me all the time. I'm not sharing like that. I would rather him be average than
That's
be
a lie.
married man. No.
She's lying. You know how I know she's lying? Because there's plenty of average men. Why don't you pick one of them? This is why I don't agree with women who say they don't want a man who has money, or they don't care about a man's money. Because there's plenty of men who don't have money. Homeless men, average men, men who work in Walmart. I wouldn't call truck drivers average, but to women, truck drivers are average men. How come they never choose any of them?
No. Because there was 2 different questions there. The first question was, would you rather have an NBA player
or a normal or a regular guy? And one of the women said, I'll take the NBA guy. I'm already married to him.
I was shook when she said that. I was like, wait a minute. If my
husband, and it was an old white woman, a regular, a regular age, I don't know, 30, 40-year-old white woman. And then the other question was, would you
man
rather
that
take
says yes?
Yes. The married guy tells you yes all the time. Your own man tells you no 45% of the time.
45% of the time is about what a man says no to anyway.
I thought the same thing when they said that.
65.
Well, I'm not used to being told no ever, but I would take 45 in my own man than 100% yes from someone else's man. That I'm sorry. I don't know, Anton, you think everybody going and I'm not going. So I'm just got to stick with
Wait, he didn't say that.
I always have been. No, he did say that. We had a whole conversation. Was it a week before last about it? He said everybody going. So
they are going.
I'm different.
For the right man, for the right price, all these women are going, married or not. Because I can guarantee you guys, when it comes to women, there's a human nature and there's a female nature prior to a woman. The same, it can happen to men as well. So I don't believe a woman, because every time a woman settles down with a man, she wants him to be better in a certain aspect. That could be height, could be money, could be anything. So she finds the same type of man with with something she likes better. So if she's with a man who's a good man but he's short, and she finds a man who's a good man but he's tall, she's going.
But I do think most men will take the married man. I do think, I mean, women. I do think most women.
I mean, the
will.
video proved that.
Yeah, that, and that's why I was a little bit disturbed because I'm like, wow, y'all sleeping with everybody's husband for real? Like that's because I mean, if you took it literally, these women would much rather have someone else's husband than their own man, and I don't believe that has anything to do with just him saying yes all the time.
Just to do
I think it
agency,
has a lot to do with a lot of different stuff.
Your camera is kind of low. So you got to pull your camera up.
I don't understand why most women hate cheaters if they're willing to sleep with them anyway.
Right.
So what's the point of being not mad about a cheater?
Is that the nature of
most women don't hate cheaters? That's a lie. Most women don't hate men who cheat. Most women hate men who cheat who don't have money. That's the difference nobody wants to talk about. Women hate men who cheat who don't have money. And that's why they always say, I'd rather my man cheats and I cry in a Lamborghini or in a Bentley or in a Benz rather than cry in a Toyota or Camry or some shit like that. But most women hate men who cheat who don't have money. Meaning if you got money and you cheat and she knows she's going to swipe the credit card later, she doesn't mind.
Well, the real question is, are regular everyday guys really catching the bad end of the stick?
Oh yeah.
Is the normal guy, is a cool dude, is the guy that's adding value, is the guy that, you know, work a regular job, come home every day, is there around, you know, is he the person that's catching an L or no? Do you think that most normal guys that are in relationships actually catching an L?
Not with them chicks, no. Not with those chicks at all.
Them. They're winning if they're not dealing with them.
Yeah, nobody.
No, but that's the thing, though. Are they dealing with them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, look,
Yes. I don't think anybody understood the question Anton Daniels was asking. What he meant is that all these women who want rich men, they can't get rich men for now. So what do they have to do for now is to date average men. And goes back to what I said, that most women will settle with a man for now. But if they get the type of man they really want, they are all going. No woman settles with a man thinking, oh, I got a perfect man. No, because they're going to run into a man who has more money, who's taller, who's more handsome, who's more of whatever they think they want in a man or they deserve in a man. So if they meet that man, they are going to go. At least they'll put him in the friend zone for the meantime, so that if their man messes up, they can always move on to him. But yes, average men are taking the L because they end up with those women because the average man is desperate. So even if he gets a woman and he knows the woman wants a richer man, but the fact that she gave him a chance for now, the average man is going to take the chance. Even if at the back of his mind, he knows she wants a man who's taller. She wants a man who's richer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes, I think they are.
Somebody getting them pregnant.
I mean, I love my men that work a regular job, but I think majority of men do have it hard if they're average because most women think that they deserve more than what they're worth.
Mm-hmm. You said you love your guy working a regular job?
I said I love my guy and he works a regular job, but I think majority of women, they think that they deserve more than what they are.
That's true. She's right.
I think that older white lady, she had the experience to speak on it. She was like, I'm married to a regular guy. So
she said it quick too.
Yeah,
like,
she was
can be any
bored.
player.
She more out of
I think on both sides of the spectrum, I think everybody is overpricing themselves as far as for who or what they choose. You think guys are overpricing themselves? Okay. You said you do?
I don't.
Agency, you said you think guys are overpricing themselves too?
I can't hear you.
Thank you. Well, I think
What is going on?
I guess when they try to chase the girls that they can't have, and then they try to shame them because they feel like you need to change your standards in some cases.
That's kind of true.
But that's always the case. Guys are always trying to chase girls.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna chase whatever girl they can get.
Yeah, that's why I think they're not overpricing themselves. I think they're underpricing themselves in a lot of ways.
Agreed.
Because they're just like, so a lot of these guys are going for the girl, any girl that'll take them, which is, pretty sad. So it's a lot of.
I don't know, man. I think men can overprice themselves too. Let's be honest, right? Because there are things men want in women, the things women want in men. So sometimes there are men who have nothing going on. Let's be honest. The much as we criticize women, there are men who have nothing going on, but they still think they deserve 10 bodies, 10 virgins. Are we going to be honest about that? There are men who are delusional like that. Instead of facing reality that you're not LeBron James, you think you deserve the type of women that Drake gets. I just watched a video of Drake giving out houses to women and $1 million and shit. You are not Drake. So the chances are the women Drake attracts, you are never going to attract them. But some men think, oh, Drake is just using his money. I can pull the same women. Okay, go on. Or if not, show us the track record. Give us the rundown of the women you've been attracting. If you think you can attract the same women as Drake, give us a rundown. Don't tell me about your homeboy who can do the same thing Drake does or get the same women Drake gets. No, give me a track record of you having those women, the bodies or whatever type of woman you think you deserve. Give me a track record of your exes. Let's look at the records. You feel me? So yes, I do agree. If women are delusional, but men are delusional to some extent as well. What do you guys think? I do agree about that. All right, let's move on. We have DJ Hump. This might be risky. I think this got a little bit spicy. All right. Hold on. All right, here we go.
I'm talking to y'all, but I'm just saying, like, for me being young, I want to experience this stuff. Like, yeah, y'all been there. Exactly. I want to experience that. I want it. I feel like I need it. Like,
and you have that without having a man. There's IVF
and this is.
Carissa,
I just have a quick question for you. I would advise you not to listen to what Carissa is saying.
No, I'm just letting her know that there's options. There's same-sex couples that are both women.
Traditional manner.
Hey, Carissa, you got let her properly rebuttal, and then you can retort.
The way that you want to do it is how ideally it should be done. Now,
having you as Aaliyah
and this and alternatives like wavering, that's not the way to do it. And Aaliyah, you stay the course and stay hopeful and happy, because that's what men want. They want to see a woman that's happy about doing these things, and the need, the want, it's all encompassing. And I think you're doing it the right way, because you seem very happy. And if somebody says there's other ways to do it, that right there, that's already planting bad seeds in your good soil.
It's not. It's giving alternatives that are out there for women.
And she's not seeking those alternatives.
Let her retort. Go ahead, Carissa.
To force something down someone's throat just to make them feel as though you need a man to procreate and have a family, you do not need that man. There's other means. You can go to a sperm bank.
Damn.
I mean, there's different types of families nowadays. To say that you need that man, and I'm just keeping it real with you. You may want that man. You may desire.
Let her finish the thought. Go ahead, Carissa. That last line we missed.
I'm just saying, if you don't have that man in your life, are you going to suffocate at night if he's not in your bed? You're not.
Yeah, I am. Okay, I might. Okay. No, wait, but I might though.
Hold on, let Aaliyah respond. Go ahead, Aaliyah.
I might. Is that so wrong?
I promise you won't. The rose actually works better than the man. That's a little bit of
rose. Are you kidding me?
The rose works a little bit better.
Okay.
And this is how older women who are single moms poison the young women. You know why? Because they want the young women to end up like them. So they can't get a man. They can't keep a man for shit. They can't get the type of man they want, because at her age, I don't know how old she is. So let's say she's 45. Let's say she's 40 and Aaliyah is 20 or 25. They are competing for the same type of man. She wants a tall, dark, handsome, rich provider man. Aaliyah wants the same thing. But because Aaliyah has an advantage because she's younger and has no kids, and usually the older man who this woman wants is going to choose the younger woman. Guess what? The older woman ends up teaching the younger woman to do the same to make the same mistakes she made that put her in a position of being a single mom and not being able to be married at her age. So they know the younger women are competition, so they try to sabotage the younger women. This is crazy.
So here's to talk about,
So here's the fork in the road where me and Carissa go differently, right? Yeah, we divert. Okay, so I wouldn't want to go that route without procreating with an actual man, right? So if I want to have a family, whatever like that, I feel like I need a man in order to do that because I need that man there to be the father to those children, right? So that's where the part. But it's like everything else, like before that, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm with you on Caressa, 100% full stop. But when it comes to that piece of it, yeah, I feel like you're gonna need a man for that. But the initial thing about wanting a family, that's the want part. But in order for me to achieve my want, I'm going to need this other thing. You know what I'm saying?
Caressa, I do have a quick question for you. So when you call ADT, who comes?
They're gonna send either fire or police, EMT, depending on what their emergency is.
They're males.
Who are they? For the most part.
Male or
for the most part, though, majority of them are what?
Male or female, whoever's working.
Yeah, we ain't talking about random people. We talking about somebody that you want in your life.
Well, no, I understand that, but she said she calls ADT. That's the only thing that I'm referring to.
Again, that's why I'm saying if I have a man in my life, I want him. It's not because I need him. If I'm going to bring a man into my space, I'm not going to bring him in there because someone might break in at 2 a.m. and I need you to go downstairs and see what's going on. I could do that myself. I have a machete. You don't think I can handle that on my own?
What?
I mean, like,
what's wrong with wanting? But what's wrong with feeling like you need? I don't want to have to get out the bed in the middle of the night to check who's downstairs.
Listen, okay, so it's more.
I don't want to do that. You see, when we talk about wants, I don't want to do that. So I just feel like if I have a man sleeping with me at night and I hear something downstairs, my man is gonna get up and check what's going on downstairs because I don't want to do that. You see what I'm saying?
We're not living it though.
I think women have forgotten how dangerous men can be. I fear men. Apparently, she doesn't fear men, and if somebody breaks in the house, she's gonna go downstairs. I fear men. If I'm with a homeboy, I'm in the house full of men, I want other men to go down. I'm not going down. I fear men. I've seen what men can do. You feel me? But for some reason, women have forgotten. Now, I don't know if it's technology. I don't know because they can get guns, they can own guns. I don't know because, there's police presence everywhere. So women like her have forgotten how dangerous men can be. This woman could literally have a gun and a man could have no gun and the man can still win the battle. All he needs to do is close the distance because it doesn't mean that the first time she shoots, she's going to be on target. But this is crazy to watch in real time. An older woman teaching a young woman not to need a man. And then the cycle, because this is what they call generational curses. And this goes on. So if she learns this, and now she's fighting back. She's saying, hey, I need a man. But let's say for some reason, because not all women answer the way she does, some women do go on the path of, you're right, I don't need a man. And then she will teach her daughters, because the way everything this woman believes, if she has daughters, that's what she's going to teach her daughters. This is not her daughter. But if this woman learns this woman's mindset, she's also going to teach her daughters the same thing and teach her friends. Because I can guarantee you, all her friends have the same mindset.
Out snoring and you nudging him, trying to get him out of bed, and he's still not getting
trying. If I hear something downstairs, my man gonna get up and check that. I don't know what.
All right, y'all hold on for a second. Go ahead, Coach Tay and Becca, finish your sentiments.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. So I think we're missing it. So it sounds to me like
all we need a man for is money and sperm. So I think we're missing the other parts of the provision and how a man is leading and guiding your life. Not just, oh, I want to have a baby, so I need a man, or I need my bills paid, so I need a man. No, okay. Even to your point, that can happen without a man, right? With science or whatever. But you need a man for other things. So you might not need a man for that, but you still need a man. And I'm done.
Need him for what though? What do I specifically need him for that I cannot accomplish on my own?
Protection. You need somebody to
accomplish that on my own.
Make decisions. You need somebody to tell you what to do. Because I know we don't like it. We need it. We don't want it. But you know.
Damn, we don't even believe in love.
Love ain't got nothing to do with it. Well,
I mean, but when you're in love with someone and you have that undying love to the point where, yes, even on the days that the love ain't there no fucking more, you still rocking out. It's like, it's because of that companionship about what y'all can build together. I'm with you, Tay. Like, being under the cover of a man, it do hit different. It provides you a level of softness
for you. Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to provide more than money and sperm to you. He's going to guide your life. He's going to make it better. You're going to be his helpmate. Y'all going to build together. That's how we can't have the community without the woman. But yes, the woman needs the man.
I mean, it's sad that in 2026, a woman has everything Coach Tay, this lady right here, just said is common fucking sense. It's common sense. Literally, it's common sense. You don't have to go to school to earn a degree. You don't even need to read it anywhere. But everything she said, she had to read it somewhere. Somebody had to tell her that you don't need a man. I can guarantee you that. But it's just sad that she's raising daughters, she has friends, and all of them are going to have the same mindset, and then it's going to trickle down effect. It's sad.
And that's how it was set up. That's how it's set up.
That's how it's
you got to plug, you got to give, you got to receive. Boom, you make children, you multiply. That's how it's set up. You on your own cannot do nothing. You just gonna be you and go in the ground as you. Him, if he doesn't come together with a woman, he's just gonna go on the ground as him. It's designed to come together. But I don't know why we don't see that.
So I'm almost saying this.
I just wanted to say this to the fellas. And Caressa, that's my man's, right? If you a woman, go ask her right now. Okay, go ask her, fellas. Just don't turn your phone off. Just go in the other room and ask her. Babe, do you need me or want me? Depending on her answer, you might have to make some decisions.
Facts. That's
a wanted man
is a useful
is
man.
A man that is not on a stable foundation. There ain't no way everything you add to a woman's life for her to say, no, I don't need you, I want you.
Yeah. That's a good strategy, guys. For those of you in relationships. Now, some of you, I'm going to be honest, some of you guys are too weak. Some of you guys are pussy whipped. You know, meaning if you ask your woman that question and she says, I don't need you, I want you, most of you guys are not going to leave because you like the punani anyway. You don't want to lose out on the free sex. It's not free, but some of you think it's free. Some of you guys are shacking up, so you don't want to lose your woman because you're going to be lonely. But you go ask your woman, do you need me or do you want me? Just randomly. Whatever she says, because I can guarantee you 80% of the women are going to say, I want you, but I don't need you. I got my own money. Some of them are going to answer like that. But some of you guys are so scared, you're not going to ask a question because you know the answer. But like I said, a needed man is a useful man. A wanted man is a useless man.
Unless you're not adding much. Or she don't think you added much. Because that happens. But I'll be fearful for you in that relationship if she's saying she wants you and don't need you. Damn.
You know what all I thought about? It's just like a wanted man is a replaceable nigga.
So is a needed one, because if I need you for a purpose. And the moment I no longer need you, are you still gonna stick around? Am I going to keep you around if I no longer need you for whatever it is that you're doing for me?
Caressa, you're hold on, so let me get this. Caressa, you're it's like you're scapegoating need, right? Because you're placing it on things that you deem tangible. You are willingly ignoring the intangible nature of relationship. So you need companionship. Like people need that, you know? And so if we continue to ignore those things when we're using the word need, that's how you're able to make this argument. So what people do you need in your life if you don't need the person that puts his penis in your vagina?
She needs a boss. Oh yeah, one thing women need more than men is their male bosses. And the reason I'm saying they're male bosses because women don't like to have female bosses for most majority of the time. There is in fights. Oh, she's picking on me. She doesn't like me. So the women do like to have male bosses. So one thing women need more than having a husband or a boyfriend is a male boss to continue making the money flow. That's for sure.
Damn, we always forget about that, right? He nutting in me. He's sweating on me. I don't need him. I guess because we think sex is like for play.
Mm-hmm.
But what about your parents? Do you need them? Do you need your kids? Do you need, like, who do you need if not the man who you give yourself to?
Good question. Nobody. She's independent.
It's not rhetorical. Sorry.
I mean, in terms of your parents, unfortunately, there's people out there, their parents may have died when they were very young. And, they were able to have very thriving lives without them. So to say that that's needed in order for you to prosper, I would disagree with that. And that's why it boils back to the argument of, in my opinion, I think a man that I'm going to
wait. Sorry. That's so you're saying that people who have thrived without parents.
There's people who thrive without their parents.
So you're saying they didn't need parents? Let me ask you a question.
I'm saying they were able to thrive without them. There's situations like that because not everybody grew up with a happy family. Not everybody grew up with.
But I don't understand. I don't understand your reply though. I'm saying, Caressa, if you don't need the person who you lay with, who you sleep with every night, right? You're literally building things together. If you don't need that person, who do you need? Is there anybody, or you don't see anybody that you need?
That's going to be an individual question because
I'm asking.
So answer the fucking question. So who do you need? Since you don't need a man that you made babies with, in my opinion, like I said, I was thinking she's going to say her boss. She probably not going to say that because then we'll know she's about the money. But who does she need? If you clearly, apparently, she doesn't need parents because for some reason, the outliers of the people who grew up without parents and were successful is good reason enough not to need parents. I mean, think about that. How dumb? That's dumb. That's stupid.
Certain people.
I'm asking you.
The value is going to be dependent on exactly who the person is. And
I'm asking you.
For me specifically?
Yeah, like, do you need anybody? Yeah.
I mean, I can't really, I don't want to I can't give an answer to that on who I need. I know who I
because you have no answer because it's the argument you're making is dumb.
Want in my life, but in terms of who I need in my life, I don't see me stopping without anybody not being there. So
okay. Yeah, I agree. We may work our way through. A lot of us these definitely go through the motions and we can appear like we okay. You'd be surprised what people do in their bedroom with the lights off, by themselves when it's only their thoughts, because there's only so much scrolling you can do, But I understand what you're saying, I think remember when you conveyed like when your previous marriage, it was flipped. You didn't
previous marriage. So she's divorced, a single mom. Okay, now it all makes sense. Because guys, it's very hard to find a woman who thinks she doesn't need a man, who has that mindset, who has not had troubles in her relationships with men, who has a father, who had a present father. Usually women who have this mindset, usually you would say they're young, but even if they're young, was the father present? Was the father active in their life? Are they divorced? single moms, a bunch of failed relationships. It comes from somewhere. Even if it came from the friends. If the friends were able to convince her that she doesn't need a man, even if she laid down with a man who got her pregnant, for some reason she doesn't need the man, but she laid down with him to make a baby. So where did the mindset come from? There's usually a backup story, a background story where they get the mindset from. Because she wasn't born with a mindset of, oh, I'm a baby, I don't need a man. She learned it from somebody, from somewhere. So this all makes sense. That's all I needed to know. Single mom, divorced, it all makes sense.
I have no shoulder to lean on. So now you like, fuck would I do that again for? Right? Because you had to prop that nigga up. So it's almost like it may have skewed your view of this shit too.
Of course.
I mean, that could be because we do learn from our experiences and we learn to do things differently based on life experiences.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm just
she's cooked. The only thing she's an okay looking lady. So I can guarantee you, no matter how crazy her mindset is, these feminists still attract men. Guys, never think, because I see some of you guys comments on my videos, oh, she'll never get a man. Which man is gonna tolerate that? You guys will be surprised what men are willing to tolerate, what men are willing to date out here. You'll be surprised. So just because she thinks like that doesn't mean she won't find a man, doesn't mean men won't want her. Men will still slide in them DMs, Anyway, let's move on. Shout out to you guys watching. Like the video. Let's go to another divorcee woman.
And then question the two divorces, who initiated them?
I did for both.
For both. And briefly, what was the reason for the first one?
The first one, just he was kind of manipulative and controlled.
Controlling?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Not really. That was kind of it.
Really quickly, how was he controlling?
I couldn't spend any money. I had to get permission to spend anything. I didn't work. I stayed at home. I had to cook. I had to clean.
Wait, hold on.
That's your
we
duty.
can dive into those first few things, but cooking and cleaning is controlling?
Well, no. Like, so he was to the point where if I didn't have dinner ready when he expected it to be ready, he would be upset.
Why not?
What did he do for work?
He worked at a phone store.
Like a retail?
Like a sales.
Like T-Mobile?
Like sales, yeah. Like.
So he's on his feet all day?
I mean, kind of.
Is that like a minimum wage job or?
Well, it got based off of
Is he a
commission.
manager?
No,
Okay,
well,
it makes sales commission.
Yeah.
Okay, and you stayed home and he provided everything?
Yeah.
And she couldn't cook?
And you wouldn't have dinner ready when you got home?
That's crazy.
Well, I had to maintain 2 small children at the time.
Was he like strict about the recipe or something? Was he like, it's got to be hamburger helper or
No.
something?
He wasn't anything like that. No. I mean, that really wasn't like the main thing. The main thing was I couldn't go hang out with people. I couldn't, like, if I wanted to go to the gym, like, I had to be home within a certain amount of time.
Okay.
Just little things like that that's kind of like added up, if that makes sense.
Okay. And, but you said manipulative too. How was he manipulative?
She's lying.
Like, just kind of like made me feel bad for wanting to do something.
Like what?
Like if I wanted to buy myself like a new outfit, he'd be like, well, we got to use this money for.
Well, and you guys had kids, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, you had a kid from a previous partner.
Yes.
So, okay, this guy's already a fucking saint as it is. So.
Well, he didn't really treat my first child.
Well, I don't know all the details, but in any case, just off of what you're telling me here, isn't it prudent, especially if you're the one who's actually making the money, and it doesn't sound like he had a high-paying job, isn't it kind of makes sense that he's like, no, you're not going to buy that because we have rent, we have to pay for food, we have 2 children. I'm assuming this guy made fucking no money.
You would be correct.
Well, then, it's like, hey, babe, we can't go buy X thing because I'm working a shitty retail job. Of course, that makes total sense.
But was she trying to shop at like Gucci or like
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. He wasn't making that much. I mean, the entitlement, man. And I think this is one thing most men go into marriage without thinking about. You know, most men are so excited about the sex in the first 6 months, how feminine, because you can tell her voice sounds all soft. She's playing victim, so maybe that's why the voice is a little bit softer and things like that. You know, but most men don't think about the fact that women are gonna call them controlling for being budget minded. Think about that. The man is not making that much money. He's saying, "Hey, babe, we shouldn't spend like that," and she calls him controlling, and she divorces him. And she was a single mom. He came into her life to help her take care of the first child she had.
Like, nah, we can't afford it. End of story.
But was it like that, or was he mean to you about your choices and your desire for freedom outside of the relationship?
He would make it sound like he wasn't mean. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he would just he was very good with his words.
Did you have friends that you were allowed to go see? Yes.
No.
And, you know.
So his friends kind of became my friends. And one of our friends, and this is gonna sound bad, who ended up being my
look at how the friends, how other women are letting her play victim. Because this is what happens. She's trying to put them on her side. You feel me? She's trying to pull them on her side because women like to put themselves in the shoes of other women. That way, when it's their turn, they can also play victim.
Second husband stopped coming to our house because he said
wait, I
didn't
missed
like
the
the
part.
way. And one of our friends, and this is gonna sound bad, who ended up being my second husband, stopped coming to our house because he said he didn't like the way he talked to me. And
Wait, so you started dating one of your buddy's good friends?
The friend he was worried about and didn't want ended up becoming
listen, I know I'm not a good person.
Yeah, that's
like
bad.
I'm a shit bag. That's okay.
Wait, what's the timeline on that? So you were friends with a guy, and then you started dating
in the friend group. She started banging her boyfriend's best friend.
No, they weren't best friends.
Well, they were close enough.
Let's get this straight. They were not best friends.
Not anymore, they're not.
True. The two guys, you had been with both of them romantically?
After she divorced the first
After I divorced the first one.
Was there overlap?
Wait, I'm so confused. Hold on.
Yeah, there was some overlap.
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
There was no overlap.
Wait, explain it. Sorry, maybe I'm just stupid. Explain it to me. So, okay, there's a friend group. You slept with one of the guys in the friend group.
After the divorce.
Okay, I see. Okay. Oh, okay. So, and wait, did you?
There was
you
met
fucking
him during.
That's fine. That's fine. You met him. He was first friends with your ex-husband.
They worked together. Yes.
Oh, coworker. Oh my gosh, that makes it way more complicated.
Listen, I know.
But she's out here complaining that man was controlling, saying he was manipulative. Yet she slept with her ex-husband's co-worker. Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm laughing because this is crazy. But look at the women on the panel. There are only two women. She has a poker face, and maybe this one. These other three are smiling because, like I told you, when a woman tells a story, other women can't judge her because either number one, they've done the same thing, or number two, they're hoping if they do the same thing in the future, other women won't judge them. Because as men on this side are looking at it as crazy, why would you sleep with your husband's co-worker? These women are smiling about it.
Oh.
Did they continue to work together when you guys?
Well, after so
She caused them both to lose her job.
No. My second marriage, he left prior to us getting together.
Okay. Well, I guess that's a little better.
Wait, so you're married now to the friend?
We're divorced now.
Okay.
That
But
divorce-
you did marry the friend ultimately. Oh, okay.
Oh, the second marriage was the friend.
Yeah.
So you have a thing
the
for
second marriage was
the friend.
Friends.
So do you just have a thing for
Yikes.
phone salesmen then?
No.
Okay, but wait, here's what I'm curious about. It sounds like, I'll take your word that the first husband was manipulative. I mean, he was a dick. But with the second friend, there's no overlap. But when he was picking up on, was he picking on something legitimate? Did you have like a feeling for him or a flirtation, even if you didn't consummate it? There was nothing.
No, I actually tried to hook him up with my sister.
But you didn't have like a little side crush.
Wait. Your ex, after you divorced your ex, you said
No, the new guy. The new guy.
When she was
the second phone
yeah, that
salesman.
happens. Girls date guys. They try to recommend to somebody else. Okay, I'm confused.
This is a mess. But I think for me, the first red flag would have been the tattoos. You see, because these days women have more tattoos than men. They have a whole sleeve.
I know.
So for me, that would have been the first red flag. Oh, guys, I'm telling you, you are cooked. I don't know how much better to say it. You guys are cooked. I know some of you guys think you're gonna find your angel. You're gonna find, what do they call it? The unicorn. You know, you're gonna find the woman who loves you for you. The thing is, chances are you're gonna find a woman like her who has been through her path like that, and she's never gonna tell you everything. You know, she's never gonna tell you how many men she has slept with, how many men she has used and mistreated. She's never gonna tell you how she slept with her husband's co-worker. She's never gonna tell you all those details because she knows you will judge her for it. So when you're looking for a woman and you think you found a unicorn, think about the fact that she has dealt with other men before you. How did she treat those men? You will never know. So I'll give you that. You will never know how she treated those men. But for you to think you found a woman, especially because she's a single mom, and you think you've found the love of your life, you think God sent you the love of your life, your queen, and she just so happens to have a kid with another man. Do you think that man didn't think she was the queen of his life? I'm just saying. All right. I'm not the bad. I'm just making you guys think. Because most men don't think this deep when they find women. When they find women, oh my God, I found the love of my life. She's a unicorn. Fuck what Boogie has to say. She's different from all these women. Okay. Well, let's check back in 5-10 years. If you're lucky. If you're not lucky, let's check back in 24 months. All right. Okay. Let's move on. Hold on. Well, I had okay. I think this is the video I wanted to do. Goes to exactly what I just talked about. That men are done dating, not because the women are so bad, but because of the unrealistic standards women have set. But I'm going to review this video because this is obviously now mainstream. All right. So this is from ABC News. And if ABC News is talking about how expensive dating is and people are not dating, that should let you know this is crazy. All right.
Hopkins research.
All right. Hold on. Here we go. No, not that. Not that. Hold on. This one. All right. So Gen Z are done dating. Here's why.
Well, this next story has a lot of people talking. Gen Z singles, they're facing a romance recession. Young adults are finding out that dating has become too expensive between dating app subscriptions and pricey drinks and expensive dinner menus. The average cost of a date has skyrocketed in recent years, forcing singles to spend their nights on the couch rather than out on a night on the town. Business journalist Kristen Myers joins me now to break down the numbers here. And Kristen, certainly a lot of thoughts about this. But one of the things I do want to talk about, according to a poll, or according to poll after poll, young people are dating less than the previous generation. So I'm curious, is money the biggest factor here?
I think that it's both money and then also a little bit of dating fatigue. You kind of hinted at it in your opener, which is that right now, for a lot of Gen Zers to find love, essentially they have to swipe and swipe and swipe on these dating apps. Gone are the days where you go out and you meet people in person at networking events or at hobbies or frankly just being set up by friends or family members. And I think that fatigue combined with the exorbitant cost of dating all of these people that you will probably never see again is making a lot of Gen Zers feel tired and exhausted from the whole dating game altogether.
Well, why don't they just say men are tired of dating? Because women are not spending money on men on datings, on dates. Men are not asking women to pay expensive dinner dates. So everything she just said, she missed one word, and one word is men. Because when she talks about people are not meeting outside, guess who say don't approach us? Women told men don't approach us when we're out and about in public. Women literally make men go viral on TikTok if a man approaches a woman in public and she says he's stalking me. Women are saying no coffee dates. They're too cheap. Women are saying no Cheesecake Factory. Why don't they just say the word? Men are tired of dating because it's too expensive.
And while finding a partner could be a challenge economically, I mean, there are some big benefits to a relationship. It can actually save you money. So I'm curious, I mean, how are people like navigating that cost benefit analysis whenever it comes to potentially saving on things like rent or other benefits?
I don't know that they actually are thinking about that cost benefit analysis, but you're not wrong. Frankly, being in a relationship is financially beneficial. Getting married, or who you marry rather, is going to be one of the most important, actually, I would say the most important financial decision that you are ever going to make. So there's the very practical realities of being in a relationship with someone helps you save on things like rent or bills, but there's also the very real fact that companionship, and we find that married couples, they end up making more money. And frankly, marriage tends to be an economic, particularly for men, it tends to be an economic tailwind for them. So being in a partnership is definitely a net positive thing for most people, especially financially. But again, I don't.
Especially for women, just say it. Oh my God. When men get into relationships, the man is going to have to spend more. If he goes out to eat on his own when he's single, if he goes to Chipotle, he's going to spend $30, if that. So $20 for a ball, maybe $5 for a drink, $25. When he gets into a relationship, now he has to go with a woman. Now he's going to be spending $50, and that's Chipotle. We're not talking about the expensive dining that women want to do and put on Instagram for other women to see. So they should say, when a woman gets into a relationship, she saves so much money, because when they get into a relationship, it's the man's job to provide. If the man is providing, but she's still working, she's saving money. Women don't want to go 50-50. Guess what? They're going to save more money. If a man gets into a relationship because now he has somebody else to take care of, because he's the man, he has to work longer hours. If he was doing 40 hours as a man, living in his bachelor pad, paying $1,500 for his place. When he gets a new person, when he gets into a relationship with a woman, she's going to say, I can't live at your place. It's too small. We need a bigger place if you want me to move in. Now he's going to go from $1,500 for rent to $2,500 for rent. You feel me? So men spend more money in relationships. Women save money. Why don't they just say that?
I think that a lot of Gen Zers are approaching dating in the most economically sensible way. There's definitely a middle ground between going on a walk through the park and just telling someone to meet you on a corner and going for a walk because you don't want to pay $200, or paying $200-$300 on a date, which in New York City is not that unusual, because it's not that hard to find a bar or a restaurant where you're going to be spending a lot of money.
Well, that was a very tactful way of talking about the lifestyle creep of catching flights and going out on expensive dinners here. But there's something else that I wanted to talk to you about, and that's this viral TikTok trend, the stay-at-home boyfriends that are on the rise. I'm curious, I mean, what are you saying? What are you seeing in the workforce that explains this trend?
Well, I'm a millennial, so I know for us millennial women, we are not dealing with a stay-at-home boyfriend. I can't think of any one of my friends that would ever go for that. But I think that what we do see Gen Z do a lot is they are upending a lot of traditional gender roles, and that would be one of them, right? The concept of the stay-at-home wife or the stay-at-home boyfriend now becoming the stay-at-home, or the stay-at-home wife or stay-at-home girlfriend now becoming the stay-at-home husband or the stay-at-home boyfriend. I don't know how popular that trend is, though.
No, it's getting popular because women have been telling men, we don't need you, we make money. So men are saying, oh, you mean you make money? Okay, I'll stay home, you go work. Because you're independent, Miss Independent. That's why I love her. You feel me? Women have been singing those songs for so long. So if you claim you're independent, don't need no man, you don't need a man's money, Men are saying, hey, listen, let's switch the roles. I mean, the roles have already been reversed. She says she's a millennial, but guess what? These millennials are not traditional either. She wants the man to be traditional, but she's not a traditional woman. She made it seem as if she wants to stay home and drop her career. These women don't want to drop her careers. They want to still work, but the man still has to pay all the bills while she saves some money. So men are just done with dating. Now they're talking about Gen Z, but I think it's across the board. Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, whatever. I think it's across the board. Any man who's out here dating, a man has to just go on 10 different dates, spend $100 each. That's $1,000 down the drain, because most times those dates go nowhere. Women are just looking for free food. Men are waking up. Are there men who are still thinking, if I go on 20 different dates with 20 different women, I'm going to find the love of my life? Yeah, there's a huge amount of those men. But unless a man is making really good money and he doesn't care, spending money on multiple dates with multiple women where it goes nowhere, because I can guarantee you guys, as a man, if you go on multiple dates with multiple women, the chances of any of those women being in your life for the next 5 years is like 0.01%. Even if you date her for a year or two, usually the third year, if you're lucky, if you're that long, the third year, things phase out. So at the end of the day, men are saying, hell no, fuck this. I'm not doing this anymore. So men, stay-home boyfriends, I wouldn't suggest it to a man, because she's just going to emasculate you. But other than that, men are just saying, fuck this.
It might seem popular because it's got a lot of TikTok views, but I don't see a lot of Gen Zers actually going for it, because I don't see a lot of Gen Z women making enough money to keep a boyfriend at home on their couch taking care of the dog.
Well, that's fair. And then there's also the anecdotal of folks not going for it. Kristen Myers, thank you so much for your insights today.
No worries.
I mean, at the end of the day, guys, this is mainstream. This is ABC News talking about Gen Z not dating anymore and stay-home boyfriends. What does that tell you? It tells you it's serious. This is not just a TikTok trend anymore. And like I told you in the whole segment, they failed to say the fact that it's men who are not dating anymore. Men are not dating because of women's delusional standards. Women are not dating because they think they can't find the man, the provider man, who's going to worship the ground they walk on. That's the difference in the dating reasons. Men are not dating because they're saying, these modern women still want me to be traditional and spend so much money on dates, when many men have, because guys, here's the reality. That woman you're going to take on a date, multiple men have taken her on dates. How come she couldn't stay with any of them for a long term? Are you telling me you're better than the men she has met before? What makes you think you're better? Ask yourself that question. Because some of you guys like to say, oh, I'm him, I'm him. If you're him, why didn't the women you took on dates before stay with you if you're him? Let's not even talk about the women. Because some men think, oh, I got game, I got the confidence, I got the money. Unless this is the first woman you're taking on a date in 20 years, why didn't the women before stay with you? I mean, you got so much game, you got so much confidence. You are Himothy. How come you couldn't keep any of those men, or any of those women? And then that also goes back to the women, like I told you. Why do you think she couldn't stay with the men before you, the ones who took her on thousands of dates? Because any woman you take on a date, she has been on multiple dates. And that's how women figure out, I don't want to do coffee dates. I don't want to take a walk in the park. I don't want to go out for ice cream. I want an expensive dinner date, because she's seen those things on Instagram and things like that. So what makes you think you taking her on a date is going to make her want to be with you? I'm just saying, I'm not saying don't do dates. I'm just trying to, create a different perspective. You know what I mean? Because I think most men, they don't think about this. They think about, I just want to go on a date. And then what? And how many dates is going to take you to find the woman of your life? And has the woman of your life ever been on a date with a different man? How many dates? How many men? How many relationships before you? Why didn't they work out? Has she been better, or is she just blaming her exes? I mean, it's so much. But like I said, this is ABC News, means it's mainstream now. That shows you it's a serious thing. and it's not going to get any better soon. You know. Anyway, shout out to Skinny in the chat. Let's move on. Let's go to Latif, because Melanin was cooking. All right. All right, here we go.
You said that, Bo. You introduced something very interesting. And one thing I always love and respect about you is you speak more candidly than most women. I would say you're a little bit more just direct, which is great.
No.
It creates dialogue, right? But what I have a hard time hearing, especially when I hear women talk about relationships, is that one, I've never met a woman who got with a man who didn't want that man. Never met one. Women get in relationships based on, I've never met one. I'm not saying they don't exist. I've just never met one. So that for me already is a disconnect. And I think that there's this safe assumption that women carry in general, that when we get with y'all, we get everything we want because we want you and you agreed to be with us and whatever that may be. And that's the furthest from the truth. It's not honest for most women to say, I want to be with a man and him not expect me to change. You guys don't accept us in our raw state. If men were to be exactly how they are without refinement, we wouldn't have relationships. I don't think that they would work. And I think that sometimes is where it's kind of heartbreaking to hear it. Because I would agree that most women share your sentiment. There have been some trickery or, narrative in the land where they have convinced women that you're going to get in a relationship with a man and he's not going to demand more from you or an alternative version of you. This is not to say that you don't need to. This is not to say you need to be different. You may need to be better. And I think that the only way you get that is under the tutelage of a man. Someone, I'm not saying the ones who beat and cheat. I'm saying the man that you trust, respect, love. Chat, don't be like, what if he's abusive? What if? No, we're talking about a man that you chose, that you're attracted to. So to think that you're going to get in any ecosystem of a man's world and not change, I think that's blasphemous.
I think, but do you understand that translate? You understand that? Sorry, real quick.
So
that translate.
Respond to him. Responded to me.
The translation of what you're saying is, I don't want to be led. That's all I'm hearing. The fact that you're saying there's nothing about yourself that you don't want to change. A man's job is to mold you in the image that he wants you. So you don't want to be led by a man.
Facts.
All right. So now that someone else is speaking for other people and don't know what the fuck they're talking about,
I respond.
So I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying the core of who I am. I should not have to change me. We should all strive to be better all the time. So if a man is challenging me to be better, cool. I'm with absolutely. I have a business. I don't have a choice. I rely on my clients to be better. What are you not liking so I can change this and be better? I operate the same way in every relationship. So yes, a man who challenges you positively to be better, absolutely. So I don't want you to think that I don't change and improvement are two completely different things, because I think that men don't understand the changes that women go through just to be with some men. We change a lot of our personalities, a lot of our lifestyles, a lot. We compromise so much of who we are.
No, you don't.
That after a while, we what was the point in that? So you don't change who you are, but you do strive to be better.
If you strive to be better, that's change. That's literally change. If you're in the gym, you're 200 pounds, you want to get to 180, and you change from 200 to 180, that's change. You just change your weight. What is she talking about? And also, this whole thing of women change themselves, oh my God. When did women start changing themselves when all they do is ask men to accept them the way they are? All these men are always judging us. They're judging my weight. They're saying I'm too masculine. I'm just being myself. They don't want a woman who can challenge them. Women don't want to change for men for shit. What is she talking about?
Well,
Can I just say something? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll pass it in a second. Let's take that, because change and improve are synonymous.
Exactly.
You said if I'm talkative, then I don't know what to tell you because I'm still going to be talkative. And what I heard is, yes, if you're a communicative person, I'm a communicative person. So I would need to be with someone who can understand that. But I would be remiss to demand her to meet me where my capacity of communication is if that's not her temperament. What she would have to do is be maybe understanding. And I would say the same thing, vice versa. If you're with a man who don't want to hear all of what you got to say, and what I think most men do just naturally, he would have to understand Bo. Bo needs to communicate. She needs to get her 2 billion words out and we rock out, right? Yeah. Cool. I would say most men do that. That's not you changing. That's you being considerate that his capacity is not your capacity. So that's the relational part. And I think that's what's missing right now, current day, is that you got some people just standing 10 toes. Like, if I gotta move any little thing about myself, it's a wrap. I don't want you. Relationships can't build, I think, and I'll land.
So what I was going to say is I think men change more of who they are to be with a certain woman because, you know, they know how they know how women are.
Yes.
That if I want this, if I want to keep her, I need to be X, Y, and Z. Fill these certain, you know, these certain check all these boxes. I think women are the ones that aren't willing to change who they are more, as you know, as opposed to men. And I just wanted to make the point. To one of the points that you made, and I just lost it. Damn it. That's okay. That happens. Whatever.
Yeah, but she's right. Women usually tend not to want to change anything about themselves because they are in the position of, you approached me, you pursued me, you chased me down. I didn't approach you, so I'm not supposed to change. If you pursued me and approached me, that means you liked everything about me. Not knowing when a man approaches you, he looked at the beauty first. Who you are, your character. He may not like it. He may still like the fact that you're attractive to him, but he may not like the fact that you talk too much. So maybe he wants you to change that about yourself. You feel me? But women are in a position of, a man should accept me the way I am. If you approach me, that means you like everything about me. Bitch, I don't, because I don't know everything about you. I just looked at your big booty and I was like, okay, let me say what's up. But women don't get that part.
All right.
Real quick, I forget one of the points that True made, but I was gonna say the question really was, what are you willing to compromise and what are you not willing to compromise on? So if you're not willing to compromise on your personality and your core values, okay, that's what you're not willing to bend. There's nothing wrong with that. You should be able to.
I would say this. I can understand where Bo was coming from with that point, where I don't believe that anyone should lose themselves. I'm one of the people who say that relationships shouldn't be hard, right? And I'm also a person that says a relationship shouldn't be work. Now, the only way to get that way is through your vetting process. You have to come to a point where you start to look for what it is that your standards are. It has to match. If you can't find anyone that is compatible with you, then you probably need to make some adjustments. But if you are normal, reasonable, then you're probably going to find somebody who is just as loquacious as you. You'll find someone who is who likes to go out as much as you do, who enjoy those experiences as much as you do, whatever. But you can't get with someone for the wrong reasons, right? That's why I said it would probably sacrifice a bit on looks, because if I put that filter up where I say, oh, she got to be a 9 or an 8 or better or something like that, I'm eliminating a lot of good options. Right. So I would have to sacrifice and say, you know what? I don't have to go that high. I would rather find somebody who's more nurturing, who's more compassionate, somebody who maybe has a sense of humor, somebody who has similar interests to what it is that I have. So I think that Bo was right on a point where you shouldn't have to really compromise, because I don't believe in many compromises. However, you're going to have to vet way better and be natural, be honest in the beginning. If you are, then you'll probably match with people who are more like you if you are yourself. If not, you'll realize a lot quicker if you put that representative away.
I mean, the whole thing of dating, I guess, but in 2026, you could vet all you want, but people can put up a representative for even 24 months, for 2 years. If a woman really thinks you're her man, the type of man she wants, she will put up a representative for 2 years, or for however long she makes you do the long-term investment, which is usually marriage. Whenever you sign the dotted lines of a marriage contract, and then she will turn into somebody you've never met before. So yes, I agree with the vetting process, but I don't know if it's a sure way. I don't know if it's a sure way to really figure out which type of person you're dealing with. I don't know.
Ask the lady the question, because as you were talking, something formulated. Can I ask the lady the question? Because Bo, you said something. See, that's why we need you. What would be the problem with losing yourself with the right connection that is not set to end? If this is going to work out for a lifetime and you end up losing yourself, what would be ultimately wrong with that?
I don't find anything wrong with that, especially if it's healthy. Losing yourself is only a problem in unhealthy situations. Even with what Trev is saying, I feel that it's different for women. I feel like you kind of should lose some of yourself because you're molding into him. You are no longer an individual woman. You're taking on his last name. You're having his children. So, and you have to raise his children as well. So you need to mold into his leadership. So I don't see anything wrong with it if he's worthy of this.
So what do we mean by losing yourself?
Right. I want to clear this.
I don't understand how that can be healthy at all. The highest vibration is authenticity. So
you're taking it a negative
to yourself is the highest vibration. So why would I lose myself just for someone else? If that person came to me and liked me and wanted to be with me, they obviously liked it who I was. So why would I lose myself?
They liked how you look. And this is what I was saying. When men approach women think, oh my God, he must like the fact that I'm masculine. He didn't see you being masculine. He didn't see you cursing somebody out. He just liked the way you look. Now later he can find out how masculine and how big your mouth is, how much you talk, how much you're nagging, and then he will say, babe, I don't like that.
You have a negative tone on it. So that's why you don't understand it, because you're looking at it from a negative space, right? You're really not yourself. You don't know yourself. You come from your father's household and you should be to your husband. And if you're being raised correctly and being taught correctly by your mother, you are supposed to change and follow his lead. This whole independent, I'm my own person. So when a man is pursuing you, he sees what you can become under his covering. So that's why it shouldn't be a problem for you to lose yourself and take on his identity and be led in the right direction. Now, oftentimes we pick a terrible partner because we're picking them ourselves. So we get led astray because we're usually going off of lust, the dick, he's fine, the finances. So you were doomed from the start.
Right. So I wasn't raised properly. My mom did not do a good job. So could you give me an example of what losing yourself is?
I think
She just said the man is going to mold you into his lifestyle, into his vision. That's what she just said. How is this so hard to understand? You're losing yourself in your man's vision. Whatever your man has planned, you go along with it. That's why it used to be, if a man is a different, end of the world, women would move. Men were not moving to where women are. Women would uproot their whole life and go follow a man, find a man somewhere or wherever the man. If the husband says, we are moving to a different state, that's why I got a new job. Women usually leave whatever they're doing and then pull up everything and go to where that man is going.
Explained it. And I mean, if you didn't have a mother, I think you probably need some therapy.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. But I didn't get the example that you gave. Like, what is actually
I had a father, so I guess I can't explain it to you. I know what you're supposed to do. So if you didn't understand what I said, maybe somebody else can clarify it for you, but I'm not going to break it down any further than what I said.
I like
I think she I'll attempt to clarify because it was my question. I'm going off of what women has. I've never personally thought about it from a perspective of when I'm pursuing a woman, she's ultimately supposed to lose herself. But I've heard women in these spaces for years say, I'm not going to lose myself. And there seems to be a knee-jerk reaction to it. So my question that I'm posing is, what would be the fear behind losing oneself if the connection is destined for a lifetime? Where's the reservation in that?
right? So that's why I wanted to kind of figure out what's losing yourself, because just because you take somebody's name and you're raising their kids, that's not actually losing yourself. You're joining someone, so you're taking on their last name. You're not losing a part of you, your identity, yourself. You
just did lose your identity from a single woman to a married woman to a Mrs. So-and-so because you take their last name. Because you're now no longer a single woman. You're not independent anymore. So you just lost your independence. That's part of losing yourself. How is this hard to understand, guys? Am I missing something?
Your personality, I need examples. Like, what is actually losing yourself? But what you're about to say, Bo?
I'm going off of what. That's why I asked the women. This is a typical women type of trope. I've only heard women ever say this. So what you're talking about, I get. But am I making sense, ladies?
Yeah.
I understand the alignment, but women say this. So I'm asking, if you're set to be on a track or a lifetime with this man, what would be the whole fear behind losing oneself?
Okay, so when women are talking about that, they're talking about like they are losing their hobbies, because some women give up hobbies for their man. They give up their friends. Their friend group becomes that man's friend group. A lot of the things that they do, going out, having any type of fun, anything, it becomes about him. It becomes about their relationship.
Because you're married now.
The fear is, and this is what usually happens when their relationship is over, their woman is stuck in the middle of the floor with nothing.
And usually when the relationship ends, the man ends up in child support court. He loses his house. He loses his pension. What are we talking about?
You don't have an identity anymore because your whole identity was that relationship. There is some harm in that, because everything should not be about that man. You need to have something for yourself. And there are women that do give up a lot of things for that man. They really do. And they just lose their entire identity in their whole life. So once that man leaves them, they literally have nothing. And don't let them be a stay-at-home mom. Now you ain't got no job experience and you can't go get a job. So you see what I'm saying? Like, it is a fear in that. Now, there is, say what now?
I said, really? I'm listening. Yeah. I'm listening. I'm learning.
Oh, yeah. But I didn't know where that came from. I'm sorry. But there's nothing wrong with like meshing, like folding in each other's lives. There may be some friends that you have to give up to be in their relationship, because some of those friends may be unhealthy for you to be in their relationship. That's
you're not single anymore.
Fine.
Duh.
There may be a little bit of like when I got married, I had to give up working so much because my husband wanted me at home at night. And I was like, cool, I need to get off early. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with change, but you don't want to just leave everything.
Okay, then don't get married. Because sounds to me that modern women want to be in relationships, in marriages, while acting independent at the same time. You can't have it both ways. The same way a man who's working 40 hours as a single man is not expected to continue working 40 hours as a married man. It's impossible. Because unless he was already making good money, but usually on average, when men are single, they don't have to work as hard because they only have themselves to take care of. But when kids and a wife get into the picture, men are usually going to have to work harder. But men don't complain about that. They know it comes with the territory. When men are single, they usually have more time hanging out with their homeboys because all they got to do is come from work, go to the gym, hang out with the homeboys on the weekends and shit like that. When they get married, now there's a woman involved, their kids involved. They don't hang out with their friends as much. It happens to men as well. Men are not complaining, oh my God, I lost myself because I'm in a marriage. It's always women who complain, oh my God, I lost my friends because I'm in a marriage. I don't feel independent anymore. No shit, Harlock. You're in a marriage. You're not independent anymore. Man. Anyway, shout out to Melanie for always cooking these feminists. Shout out to you guys for joining me this Sunday. I appreciate y'all. I'll be back. Don't know when. I could do a live stream tomorrow. I'm not sure. But shout out to you guys for watching me today. Like, subscribe, share. Peace.